Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Student, today I will explain about designing learning material based on higher order thinking skill for senior high school. I'm sure all of you have known about higher order thinking skill. Higher order thinking skill is one kind of a skill that must be mastered by students in 21st century. So you as a teacher must be able to create learning material based on higher order thinking skill. Let's check how to design learning material based on higher order thinking skill. The first one that you must do is decide the basic competence or KD. I mean that we as a teacher must choose the KD that will be created in learning material. After we choose the KD, the next step is create indicator. Before we create indicator based on higher order thinking skill. We also create indicator based on lots. So lower order thinking skill. I mean that we as a teacher cannot teach jump. We must do it step by step. The first one, we create a lots indicator and then it will be continue to HOTS. After we create the indicator, the next step is we create learning objective based on indicator. After we have created learning objective, we continue to create learning material. All of us must know that to create learning material must be based on learning objective or indicator. Okay. So student, here some indicator. Okay. The first one, that's identify social function of a greeting card. The second one, identify generic structure of greeting card. The third one, identify language focus of greeting card. The fourth one is a classify greeting card. And 5, compare to greeting card related to social function, generic structure, and language focus. And number 6, implement social function, generic structure, and language focus in greeting card. Number 7, edit greeting card. And the last one is create greeting card. Based on the indicator here, we have known that indicator number 1 until number 6 could be considered or could be classified as a lots. So starting from number 1 until number 1, it could be classified as a C1 or remembering, and then number 5 and number 4 and number 5 we consider as a taxonomy Bloom level 2 or the C2, or we consider as identification or classification. And then number 6, it could be considered as implementing or applying or consider as a C3. And then number 7, edit greeting card could be considered as number 7 and number 8, it could be considered as a hot. So number 7, it's part of analyzing, and number 8 could be considered as create. Okay, so student, all of us must know that in The process of teaching learning, it must be divided into 3 steps. The first one is a pre-teaching, the second one while teaching, and the last one is post-teaching. We must know that the function of pre-teaching activities is to motivate students so that they are ready to study. It means that in this activity, the teacher will provide some material that give brainstorming to our student, and so that the student are ready to study. In a pre-teaching activity, we can use such kind of picture or a video that is related to our topic. Here, I use a picture to motivate our student. So I give an example. Okay, student, please look at the picture. So what is the picture? Is it have you ever got a greeting card? So what is the function of greeting card? So here we give some question. We deliver some question to know the student background knowledge. Okay, next, after the students are ready to study, we continue for the next part, that is a while teaching activity. So in a while teaching activity, uh, activity 1, please decide what kind of a greeting card based on the following picture. So in the previous, we have mentioned that the indicator, the student could identify many kind of a greeting cards. So the material that we can use is like what I show here. So we provide many kind of a greeting card, and then we ask our student to design a kind of a greeting card based on the following picture. Okay, so I think it's not quite difficult for our student. Next, we continue to the next text. So our indicator said that the students are able to identify the generic structure of a greeting card, the social function, and the generic structure and the social function. So here, we as a teacher must provide text. Okay, so the text is about greeting card, and then after we after we provide the text, and then we create some question. It means that we must supply some question to achieve our indicator. So I give you an example. What is the purpose of the text lah? So what is the purpose of the text here? Is used to achieve the social function of the text. So who write the greeting card, and then what is the type of a greeting card, to whom is the greeting card sent, mention the expression used in a greeting card. All the exercise here is to achieve the indicator how to identify social function and generic structure of the text. Next, okay. Here, I mean that please identify the structure of greeting card below. So, if we want to know that the student are able to mention the structure of the greeting card, so here we also provide a text, but the question is a different. It means that we ask the student to identify. So what the first sentence could be called. And then what about the second? So we know we are a handful, but you always keep your smile and composure. So it could be called as blah 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 blah. So uh, in these activities, we as a teacher want to achieve how to identify the structure of a greeting card. Okay. To what should I say? To make student more easier, we can use we can provide some answer. So maybe yeah, like a sender, quote, expression, and receiver. So actually, dear Mrs. Sabu, it could be called as a number one, and then we know we are, but you always keep so it could be called, and then love, and then Pierre, happy teachers day lah. It could be called as blah 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 blah. So we must provide with some example here. Next, we also ask the student to read this greeting card. Okay. And then after that, we can ask our student to classify some expression using a greeting card. Uh, this material is used to achieve the student are able to classify some expression used in a greeting card. It's mean like quote, some quote. So if we want to say from my friend's birthday, so we can say happy birthday, wish you all the best, etc., etc. And then here okay, so in order the student are able to compare between two texts related to greeting card, we as a teacher must provide two type of a greeting card. So we provide two type of greeting card, and then we ask the student. So we use a graphic organizer here. So based on the graphic organizer here, we can ask the student to differentiate between text 1 and text 2. Okay. And yeah, so it is the function of the student are able to compare between two texts related to social function, generic structure, and language focus. Okay. The next, okay, after the student are able to classify some expression related to greeting card, some expression used in greeting card, we can ask our student to apply some expression in the text. So maybe we can use such kind of tag. So there is a tag and must be a blank. So it could be called as the student are able to apply. Okay, and here in activity 2, so we have some material. Please arrange the jumbled sentences into a good greeting card. Yeah, it is in analyzing. Yeah, it is it is a hot. So the student use their knowledge, their knowledge to rearrange the jumble sentence into a good greeting card. Starting from okay, and then after that, the last one, it means that we as a teacher provide some topics to our student and ask student to create greeting card greeting card based on the topic that they have chosen to help the student to create greeting card. So we could use graphic organizer. So by implementing media such kind of a graphic organizer, it could help a student it could help student to create a good greeting card. I think that's all how to create a learning material based on higher order thinking skill. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe in my YouTube channel. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.